Hello, friends and family of Room 15. My name is Mrs. Rogers, and this is what's coming up next in 4th grade. Starting with language arts, we are using a comprehension strategy skill called summarizing. That leans on a student's ability to understand the main idea and the key details of a story, breaking it down to its most essential parts. There is a strategy there's a technique that I use called somebody, wanted, but, then, so. I'm going to be brave and take you through the dirty classroom on a Friday afternoon to share this little bit with you. So when we read something, in order to summarize it, we can ask ourselves some questions. First, it's somebody. Who is the main character? That's the question that the word somebody represents. Then wanted. What did the main character want? Followed by but, which is the problem. It's always fun to say this word in front of 4th graders. Then we have so. How did the character solve the problem? Then, what was the end result of the problem's resolution? And you can do this with... Sorry, I have a phone call. I'm just going to click decline. You can do this with anything. You can do this with a movie. You can do this with a fairy tale. Cinderella wanted to go to the ball, but her evil stepsister and mother made it impossible, and she had no clothes. So her fairy godmother showed up. Then she went to the ball, was found, and married the prince. You can do this also with TV shows. You can do this with books you read. You can also do it with short YouTube videos if they're narratives. So that somebody wanted, but, so, then is one way that students can learn how to summarize what they read. When they can summarize what they read, they will be able to understand what they read. And we are really focusing on improving our accuracy, our fluency, and our comprehension. Reading is key to school success. So please feel free to use any of these strategies, and as long as you're reading at home, I think it's going to really help your 4th grader along. In math, we are moving along into multiplication. We're going to end up at something that looks like this. This is double-digit multiplication that uses an array model. It enforces place value, and it makes this process a little bit easier rather than teaching the standard algorithm. And this also helps them understand why we do what we do in math rather than teaching the steps of the algorithm, which I will be doing eventually as well, but I want to build up some base knowledge first. So we're going to actually start with 1-digit by 2-digit multiplication. That'll be something like 12 times 1 or 36 times 9. In science, we are doing these amazing little experiments. Let me show you. We're going to be talking about the water cycle, which will blend eventually into our project about a potato and adaptation. So you can see we already have some condensation. So students, this is a very experiential thing. Then what we use is we ask them what they notice, and then we give them academic vocabulary like precipitation and evaporation to help them facilitate those conversations. But the origin of the understanding doesn't come from the vocabulary. It comes from this experiment where they start to understand that water is kind of weird and behaves a little bizarrely. So that is what we are doing. After that, we'll move into climate and adaptation. In social studies, we are going back to colonial America. I cannot wait. I actually have a video. I was actually at a plantation called the Plymouth Plantation when I went to the East Coast during a thingy thing. So there's that. Sorry, I got distracted. Here's this. We will be doing colonial America. It's so exciting. 3rd trimester is here, and this is our last trimester together, and I know amazing things are going to happen. So have a great week. Be kind to each other and yourselves.